Okay, I just realized that the sound was turned off the whole time for the last 2 days, so I'm going to be trying doing voiceover and see how that works. Here's the sunrise at Point Sampson, waking up, getting ready to go. Here's packing up the camp at Point Sampson Caravan Park, which was actually quite a nice place to stay. Had fish and chips for dinner. Really starting to feel the heat here. Twiggy's in the back, all ready to go. Let's go up the coast. Okay, I just pulled over here to show how I actually charge to 100%, which I very rarely do. Mostly just charge to 90, but yep, did 100 because this is a long strip. And we made it to Wim Creek, even though it was only 100 kilometers up the road from Point Sampson. We did need to charge and charge often. And this is the fantastic biofuel charger, crowdfunded and installed by John Edwards, who's currently driving his Hyundai Mighty EV truck around Australia, making good progress. And he's left really detailed instructions. Twiggy's quite pleased. The fact that we have a biofuel chip charger and it smells quite good. Over there's the actual official WA EV network charger, but it's not switched on yet. So that's why we've had to rely on the one from John Edwards, which is absolutely fantastic. Really happy with it, and it's the same one that we used on the Nullarbor. And yeah, they're great chargers, so good on John for installing them. Very happy, and it got me all the way to 90% from memory. And yeah, the other one's still very much a work in progress, all fenced off. So these chargers are just still coming online. And yeah, you really need them online. I had a lovely conversation with this family from Port Hedland. People always want to know more about electric cars, which is great. And here we are at Pardue. And what a disaster. We rocked up and we didn't tell the manager we were here, and we crashed the whole roadhouse because it runs on solar, and the here only turns on the backup generator when an EV comes. So it's really important for the EV drivers to let the manager know so he can turn on the generator. It's not an ideal system because there is plenty of enough solar and generator to run it, but for whatever reason it crashes. So we were lucky enough to get about 30 kilowatts of Pardue, even though it kept crashing, and then we made it to Sandfire. The initial plan was to camp at 80 Mile Beach, but the didn't allow dogs, I found out when I looked online, so we decided to keep going to Sandfire Roadhouse. Legendary place. I remember it from a teenager when we lived on the mine. We used to come and visit, and we got lamb chops and gravy for dinner. Wow, it was fantastic. Perfect roadhouse food made by some backpackers, and got a really nice t-shirt because the Sandfire Roadhouse has lots of memories for me. And yep, now we got there with 55. Oh, sorry, I don't know, we got there, but we charged about halfway to 55. And then we're going to do the rest in the morning. Don't like the car to sit on charge all night, so we did reasonably well that day, getting Pardue, or from Point Sampson, getting a bit at Pardue and then getting to Sandfire. So yeah, it was a pretty good day given the challenges. Oh, and I forgot the biofuel charger at Wim Creek. That was vital. And look at the charger just sitting there in the light, a beacon of hope. Next morning we kept on charging. Oh, that's right, we got a hotel room. I just decided to get a hotel room mainly for the air conditioning. It was bliss to be there with the air conditioner. There it is. Twig snuck in there. She was quite happy. Cool for once, not panting. And yeah, so in the morning we got ready to go. And look, a goanna, or as they call them, a bungara. So these also I remember from my teenage years on the mine. We had plenty of these big lizards floating around, and this one was a nice one to see. There's the charger. So we charged last night to about 55 or 255, and now we're charging the rest of the way. They're the solar panels, which I found out weren't aligned properly, so all these challenges for these remote chargers. And there's a camel out in the paddock. Oh, you don't often see a camel next to a EV charger, do you? So there are all kinds of wildlife at the Sandfire Roadhouse, which is great. Close up look at the solar panels. So these, and there's the generator. So what happened was I think I got to about 90% and then it crashed and the generator came on. So the solar panels and the battery can't quite do it all. They need the generator to come on, and that's a dedicated generator. The setup at Sandfire is a lot better than Pardue. It seems to work very reliably, which is great. And here we go, getting rid of the roof basket. I'm so happy there. And I ran into Trevor, the drilling support truck driver, and he gladly agreed to take it for free. I just gave it to him, and my efficiency's improved huge. So yeah, good deed for the day. Keeping going, we found Stanley in the rest stop called Stanley, and you had to stop. I did a U-turn, turned around. So and here we are, just a further away up the road, almost at Broome, at Bijinjana, whatever, I can't remember what it's called. It's also a solar powered charger. This one worked absolutely perfectly, which was great, because it's quite a distance from Sandfire to Broome. Could have limped in, but this way I got there easy. Without the roof basket, my efficiency improved hugely, so I was extremely happy with that. And whenever you see a charger working in a remote area, you're very happy. And there we make it to Broome. Got to do the obligatory stop for the picture at the entrance line. Very happy here to have made it to Broome. My initial plan was to make it to Broome and then maybe turn around, but now I'm going to do the full lap. And yeah, just going to take a selfie to Polestar. Very happy with that. Awesomeness. And when we got to Broome, look at that, the Tesla owners were there to greet me. So Broome actually has 4 Teslas, as well as 2 Konas, and 3 of the Teslas came out to meet me. There was a Model 3, a Model Y, and the new Model 3 Highland. They had a great time talking amongst themselves. I still think Polestar's the best by far. Looks better, just nicer to use and sit in. But hey, Teslas are there. They're a good option, and they had them all delivered on the back of a truck. They really should get out more and do some road tripping themselves. Hopefully I inspired them, give them some confidence to do it. But it was lovely to meet them, and that was the highlight of the trip. And here we are. We scored a spot in the best caravan park in Broome. I reckon it's right on the town beach foreshore, and I had a little shady site tucked away, no grass, but it was still a very nice spot to camp. And Twig was happy in the shade. Yeah, it's just been really hot, hovering between 35 and 38. So set the tent up, and we're ready to go and do a bit of exploring around Broome. So we'll charge the car later tonight. Yeah, I'm very happy to have made Broome. Great outcome for this road trip, and we're getting there probably about a third of the way there. 5,000 kilometers down, 10,000 kilometers to go. And yeah, I spent 2 nights in Broome, and it was quite a nice spot to spend the night, spend a couple of days, do my laundry, hang out, go to the beach, even though there was a crocodile reported on the beach. Yeah, that evening, the first day in Broome, we went down to Cable Beach, which is kind of like the #1 tourism spot there. They don't allow 2-wheel drives to drive on the beach, and I wasn't really game to drive the Polestar down. Twiggy finally got to go for her swim. There was crocodile sighted at the town beach, so this was her little swim. Dogs are allowed on the beach there, which is great. They're supposed to be on the lead, but Twiggy snuck off and had a bit of a swim. But yeah, look at all those cars, literally hundreds of cars on the beach, just a huge tourism thing. The sun sets over the water, you can see the sun, the staircase to the sky, I think they call it, and the camel train, legendary camel train. There are actually 2 of them, and yeah, tourists love that, walking down the beach. And then we ended the trip that day, first day in Broome, with a lovely curry. Got a Thai green curry at the great restaurant, Thai restaurant there, and asked for it to be Thai hot, so as hot as possible. And there's the Chinatown Main Street of Broome. See ya!